But you might be thinking, fair play, Brian, dedicating your life to scientific research in the hope of one day alleviating the pain and suffering of millions of autoimmune disease sufferers. And I can honestly say it's been the most unfulfilling experience of my life. I'm about halfway through my sentence at the moment, and to be honest, the only thing I've managed to discover is that if you sleep in the mornings, don't bother going into work until the afternoon, because people always assume you're just coming back from lunch. But so the research isn't going too well, if I'm honest. But like Sunday night, I work at 9 in the morning. But I'm stuck in a rut. Like, I'm 24. I try and pick myself up. Say, come on, man, you're a young foreigner living in an exotic land. You should be going camping or having anonymous sex in public toilets, not holed up in a lab. It's very hard not to compare myself to my friends. A lot of them are moving on. They've got their degrees. They've got things like children. I can't compete with that. Offspring. My mate has a son. I don't even have a bike. But I can kind of console myself in my research, because I work with white blood cells, and that's like having millions of kids at once. Because just like real kids, blood cells need attention and washing and feeding. But unlike my mate with his real life kids, if I get fed up with my children, I can just fuck a load of bleach on them and be done with it. There's a lot of tough love in the Morton household growing up, if I'm honest, yeah. But it's not an isolated incident. All around me, my friends are moving on. They're doing adult things. They're getting adult things, like mortgages, STIs. I got thrush once, but apparently that doesn't count. But getting thrush, it's quite like Arsenal losing in the Premiership. It's unexpected. It makes grown men cry. But to be honest, it's not the end of the world. The pain goes away in a day or two. They drew yesterday. They didn't even lose. It's grand. But no, my mom heard that before. That was a bit awkward. She was thrush. I didn't know he kept birds. At least if I did, I'd have something to show for myself. Like, the only assets I have in life are a £20 Hoover I got on Amazon and an IKEA office chair named Malcolm. So I thought I was doing well for myself. I got 2 sets of wheels, I thought I was doing well. But it's not all doom and gloom. Life is good. We're all here. We're all happy. There was a very serendipitous moment. When I was on my way to IKEA to get Malcolm, I noticed my favourite thing about Glasgow, my 2.5 years there, and it was a billboard, several tens of feet high. And it's fantastic, I hate it. It said, from Glasgow City Council, it said, foster children, a career without a commute. Be a bit sensitive. That's a fucking horrendous way to advertise fostering kids. You've got this beautiful situation whereby a neglected and vulnerable child comes into your house forming lifelong, loving and trusting bonds. And best of all, you won't even have to claim for petrol. But credit where credit's due, I suppose. A billboard is meant to inform, and inform me, it did. I had no idea you got paid to foster kids. I always thought it was something you did out of the goodness of your heart, a vocation, like the priesthood. Do it for the kids.